Bonjour. In today's class, we will take up the chapter named L'Adjectif Possessif. It's basically a topic. Okay. Now, let me tell you one small thing. We will keep this topic very much to the point, so we will not kill time. All right. Now, let's start. Basically, when you say possessive, what does exactly come in your mind? It's basically possessive. Possessive means it gives you a sense of possession. And when you say possession, what does it mean? It's basically the ownership. Okay. For example, if you say my book, my pen, my mother, my father, okay? So here my shows ownership and my is your adjective possessive. Okay? Now actually we know one small thing in French, that French is very much case sensitive, gender sensitive. So here you need to take care of two things. One is gender and another one is number. In English, we take care of number, but there is no such gender. For example, we say my mother and my father. In both the cases, we say my. But in French, we will just see how it varies. Okay. Okay, before that, what is the objective of the lesson? It's basically to understand and use correctly possessive adjective. Okay. Now, les adjectifs possessifs indiquent à qui appartient un objet ou une personne. So basically it indicates to whom an object belongs or a person belongs. It's basically a sense of possession, something I already told you in the beginning. Okay. And how will you find them? In English, it corresponds to my, your, his, her, are, their, etc. Okay. And one more thing, I have already told you that it will agree in gender and number, which we will also have a look at towards downwards. Okay. Now have a look at the masculine singular. Here we have got mon, ton, son. Okay, mon, and for mon we have taken an example, mon père. For ton, ton frère, and for son, son ami. Okay, my father, your brother, and his or her friend. Is basically the gender of the person here and not the gender of the speaker. Okay, take a look at the feminine one. Ma is my, ma, my mother. So it's feminine singular. Okay, ta sir, your sister, feminine singular. Sa copine, his or her girlfriend. Okay, now I'll tell you something that I was already discussing in the beginning. I told you about my father. Okay, and we also say my mother. So basically my is your possessive adjective in English. Okay, but here it will vary. In French, it doesn't remain the same. So for my father, in French, we will say mon père. Mon père. Okay. And when you say my mother, it will be ma mère. Okay. So basically, we are dealing with the gender and number. In this case, we are dealing with, given both of them are singular, we are just dealing with gender. So we are saying mon père and we are saying ma mère. Okay. But in English, it's both my. Okay. Samaj? All right, we move ahead. Now have a look at the plural. Here is the same. Actually, there is no variation when it comes to plural. Okay. Mes parents, tes livres, ses idées. Mes parents, my parents, tes livres, your books, and ses idées, his or her ideas. Okay. Now there is one more thing that is to be taken into consideration here, and is for la possession collective. Is basically a possession which gives us the sense of collectivity, a collective possession. For example, notre maison, we say our house. Basically there is just one house, but it belongs to more than one person. That's why we say our house. Okay. Take a look at the next one. You say votre école. It's your school. Okay. And leur voiture, their car. So basically, they are more than one person who this car belongs to. Basically, a group of people, maybe a family. So it has got 3-4 people and they own it. Okay. And in this case, now if you want to say, for example, there are different houses of different people. So you can even say no maison. In that case, it's not the collective like we have seen here. In this case, it's individual houses of different individuals. Okay. Now have a look at the accord in gender and number. Something which I have already told you, but here too we will have a look. Okay, first example. Paul aime son chien. Paul loves his dog. Here we say son chien. Have a look. Son chien is his dog. It could even be her dog. For example, if we replace Paul by Erica, so we can say his dog or her dog. In Erica's case, her dog. In Paul's case, his dog. But here we are not concerned about the speaker. We are concerned about the object. Okay. So we say son chien. So basically this one here, adjective possessive, will qualify the object. And we are not concerned about the subject. Okay. Take one more example. Elle adore sa robe. She loves her dress. Here robe is basically feminine in nature. We say la robe in French. Okay. So in this case is qualifying it. So in terms of adjective, it's sa robe. And here again, we are going by the gender of robe, which is feminine, and not gender by the not gender of the subject. And the third and last example here. Nous retrouvons nos amis. Nos amis are friends. So this is basically the plural. So for that purpose, we are taking no. So in this case, it agrees with number and gender. But here we are just taking one example. If you want to take, there is another example also where you can write ami as this way. Nos amis, this will be feminine plural. Here it is masculine plural or a mixed one. Mix means where there are a group of people which are males and females both. All right. Now there is one small thing, but it's very important to take care of when you attempt possessive adjective. And what is that? Okay, have a look. When you start, no d'avant nom féminin qui commence par une voyelle ou un H muet, on utilise mon, ton, son. Okay, have a look. Here they have written mon ami, but I told you initially that when it comes to feminine, we use ma, and mo is used for masculine. Mo is used for masculine and ma is used for feminine. But here what happens, if a noun starts with a vowel or an H which is silent, in that case it will take the masculine one and not the feminine one. Okay, so that's why it's mon ami and not ma ami. Okay, ma ami is incorrect, mon ami is correct. Okay, it makes sense. All right. Now there is just one small exercise to practice a little. It's just of 5 questions. Okay, we dive into it. First one, je cherche des livres. Okay, now we need to know that here we will go by the gender of livre and we say le livre. We say le livre. Okay, so is basically masculine. So in this case, and here is je. So I'm searching my book and is le. So we will go by mon livre. Masculine, singular because there is just one book. Okay. Next, tu as oublié des cahiers. You have forgotten des notebook. Okay, again, the gender of the kaye is masculine. Okay, so for that purpose is la kaye. And here the subject is chu. So the correct answer will be ton kaye. You have forgotten your notebook. Okay, next. Il parle de dash famille. Now, again, we are concerned about the gender of the famille, the word or the noun which will be qualified by the adjective and not the subject. Okay, so we say la famille. La famille. Okay, and here your subject is il, so it will be sa famille. He speaks to his family. His family. Okay. Next, nous avions fini dash the war. We have finished or we completed dash homework. So we say we completed our homework. It is in plural, and no, this one is the one which is in plural here. Okay, so we will take nous. No devoir. Nous avons fini, no devoir. Okay, and the last one. Elle montre dash photo. So here elle, this is feminine plural. Photo, this is again plural. Okay, so here we are not concerned about the gender given is in plural, and we know that in plural we have just one form and not two. So when it is in singular, we are concerned about the gender, and when object is in plural, we are not concerned about the gender. Okay, and here elle is feminine plural. Okay, so in that case, this will be your correct answer. Leur photo. Okay, here you have got your answers. Mon livre, ton cahier, sa famille, no devoir, et leur photo. Yeah, one more thing I would just tell you. Here this is leur, this is also leur, but both of them are to be read leur and not leurs. I have seen students committing this error time and again, that they read this one as leurs. Please do not read it that way. Both of them will be read leur only. Okay, and before we leave, here is one say reminder kind of stuff for you to remember. Okay, these are your subject pronouns. If you know, je, with je you have got mon for masculine singular, ma for feminine singular, and when it comes to plural you will use me. Similar way for tu, ton, ta, te, and it goes the similar way for il, is son in masculine singular, sa in feminine singular, esse in pluriel. Okay, for no, for nous it will be notre, notre et non. For vous it will be votre, votre et vos. If for il in plural it will be leur, leur and leur. Yes, one small thing, if you know it is very good. If you don't, please take care of this again. See, here I have written il, elle. This is masculine singular and this is masculine, this is feminine singular. Okay, now this one is plural of this one. So this is masculine plural and this is plural of this one, this L. So this is feminine plural. Okay, now what is important, this is read as il and this is also read as il. So in singular and plural, in both the cases these are read alike. Okay, here it is L in singular, in plural also it will be read as L. So if you know it, is very good. If you do not, please keep this thing in mind. All right, then we call it a day. Bye.